What do you get when you cross the animation stylings of Disney cartoon and mouse with South Park characters? Well, you have yourselves Rooster Teeth's Camp. This show came out in June 2016, and it follows the story of our characters that attend camp over the course of the summer. And like all cartoons that talk about summer camps, it doesn't take long for things to hit the fan. But this is still Rooster Teeth we're talking about. So what I mean by that is, you can have an episode with a simple premise alone. This show not only pushes the envelope of what it can do, it'll rip that shit up right in your face. This is made for memorable episodes of the series that can either make you emote with the characters, or make you want to pour bleach in your eyes from the sheer amount of messed up shit that's happening in front of you. The series as a whole follows our three core characters, Max, Noon, and Nikki, as they encounter strange creative events during their time at camp. A camp that's supposed to house every themed camp they signed up for, such as Science Camp, Adventure Camp, Magic Camp, and Space Camp, and so on. They're supervised by our two adult leads, David, who is an optimist even in the most dire of fucked up situations, and Gwen, who is cynical and doesn't give a damn about her job. I like how even though they're supposed to be their traits alone, there will be times where they feel the exact opposite and will go deeper into their psyche, as opposed to them just being this one person. There's also a bunch of side characters here and there, with defined traits that represent who they are and what camp they belong to, and I like how even though they're supposed to be background characters, they still have their own identity that makes them interesting, and I especially love how they'll have their own episodes that stars them as opposed to our main characters. As for episodes, they usually change over time. You can have episodes where they look for a mascot, where they have to encounter a ghost, and when they have a camp competition. It really plays with the factor of anything happening considering this is a show at a camp. But that doesn't mean it's all sunshine and lollipops. Episodes can be fun, but they can be downright gross and fucked up at times. The Jasper and Quartermaster episodes are the perfect examples of this. Some episodes won't even take place at Camp Campbell, and instead will focus on other rival camps like the Wood Scouts or the Flower Scouts. This is made from the best episodes of the series, as we can explore other characters outside of the camp, and how even though they see themselves as a better camp, they get into even crazier and sometimes illegal activities. The jokes in the series also hit their mark right and do the trick, making the viewers laugh, no matter how funny or fucked up the punchline is. What do I mean by this? Well, you can have moments where the jokes are very witty and at times smart. Then you can have something like Quartermaster Appreciation Day. The overall story is a growing one to say the least. Even though the happened episodes have been classified as one-off adventures, there have been points where they will call back on previous episodes to make for a bigger story. This has been used for character growth for the series, especially for Max. In the beginning of the series, we see him as someone who hates the camp and tries any conceivable method to escape. But over the seasons, he seemed to be more in touch with the camp and the campers, even helping out the camp when it was under threat of shutting down. And by the end of the third season, he's totally fine with the camp. That is the biggest jump in character I've ever seen. There are also moments that are downright emotional and made you feel for the characters, and you really have to appreciate the writers for doing this. By the end of the second season, I was actually emotional for Max, even after all the shit he did over the series at that point. I want the best for him. But now I can forget the voice actors, the people truly responsible for bringing the characters to life. Most of the actors here are found in other Rooster Teeth shows, but they still make their own identities for the characters to bring something new to the table. The music is another great quality of the show, especially for the end credits. At the end there's a new rap composed for the episode. In season 1 there's a variety of artists working on the soundtrack, but from season 2 onwards, musician Richie Branson took over the music. Sure, he was featured in some of the songs from season 1, but there's a whole new musical flow for the series now that he has total control. Side note, if you hadn't heard from him, you're missing out on some of the best nerdcore music out there, so I'm going to link his channel in the description below so you can listen to all of his tracks. And Richie, if by some chance you're listening to this guy, know one thing. When's Hentai Lamborghini dropping? Cause that beat's been in my head for months now.
She got that megalophone. Said I wouldn't be shit, I never believed them. Now they wanna show me love, tell them they could keep it. I'm trying to get rich, so please buy my CD so I could put hentai stickers on my Lamborghini.
With all this I brought up, a question does have to be asked. Are there any faults in this series? And to that I say yes. Nothing is perfect, so there are some issues here, but it's mostly Netflix at best, so it's nothing too much to worry about. For starters, in the second episode of the series, there was a scene where David was talking about cat mascots and everything's about to snap before regaining composure. Then after all that, it's never brought up again. I would really love to take a look at David's psyche more and see what he's truly capable of when he's unleashed. Then there's another scene of a volcano eruption near the camp happening, and the episode just ends. Like, I know that these are one-off adventures, but at the same time, you could have done a simple throwaway joke or explain how the camp got out of it. There's probably more than I can't name, but I'm pretty sure others have examples, and if you do have examples, put those in the comments down below. Even though these are nitpicks, it really doesn't take away any fun that the show is able to bring, and on the positives of this before, still help the show. All in all, Camp is a very entertaining show with creative plots and jokes, likable characters, moment to shine, and deep down has heartfelt moments to make you feel for the characters with amazing music to tie it all together. I can legit call it one of the best cartoons of the last few years, and one of the best shows Rooster Teeth has put out that isn't Red vs. Blue or Ruby. Sure, those shows are good, but as an animated comedy, this show shines the most, and I'm really happy we're getting 18 episodes for season 4. So this summer, when you want to watch the summer camp show, would you rather play it safe and go with wholesome content, or would you want to watch something balls to the wall and insane that's not afraid to make you laugh, cry, or feel dirty with all the jokes they can get away with? Then Camp is the choice to take. As for me, I just made a video praising the series and telling you to watch it. I think you know where my stance is for the show.